Hello and welcome back. This is Coach Carole, and this video is looking at what do you do with the images that you've had created by the combination of tools Chat GPT 4 and DALL-E 3. In this instance, you'll see I'm over here in my Chat GPT 4, where I have been asking it to draw some images to illustrate a crime. And the crime was reported in the newspapers in the 1920s. So I have been working on this one for a while. And in this particular one, I'm asking it to show a 1920 taxi cab in a busy market square at 9:45 p.m. with the soldier getting into the seat beside the chauffeur. And this is what DALL-E come up with. Wasn't quite what I was expecting. However, there were some really interesting depictions here. So what do you do with these images? Each time it produces them, you'll see if you hover over the image, there's a downloadable icon in the top left-hand corner. Clicking into that will give you the option of downloading that, and you then save that into your repository. And in this case, I'm just saving it directly onto my computer files, in which I have a folder specific for this story. And you keep doing that for each of the images, working through them one by one until you have them all collected. It's a pretty easy process. One last thing that I will also show for you is that if you select the image itself, like so, you can see a description of that image on the right-hand side. You can then copy that and use it again. We don't quite see all of it there, but when I come back, perhaps open up a new chat, make sure I've got GPT-4 and DALL-E 3, and if I paste in that description, you'll see the full item description, and then I could go ahead and ask it to create sketch and then generate it. Of course, this will take time, so you do need to be patient and to wait whilst it's thinking about the description and how it's using, hopefully, DALL-E 3 to generate the image. So I'll come back to that later. Coming over now to where I have a copy of my images, you'll see what I've been able to do with them. This is the growing story of the murder that took place in the 1920s. And these are the little scenes that DALL-E 3 has given me. And I've been able to build up into a more or less like a little comic book for each of these descriptions, from the finding of the body by the cyclist, the thinking back to when the taxi driver was last seen alive back in the market square, the scene where the cyclist is interviewed by the policeman, and then given the evidence by one of the airmen, a description of the scene where one person who has killed the person lying on the ground is now stealing the taxi. And then, of course, the scene in the courtroom where he has been given his sentence. The upshot of that trial was that it was a verdict of willful murder, just to fill you in on all of that. So putting those pieces in place, you could do that in Word. I've just chosen to do it inside a Google Doc where I have a description of the scenes above. So coming back now and seeing what it has done with my recent prompt, it has created 2 more images that are slightly better than the one that I had. And this one here is my choice. So once again, I would simply download it and store it along with the rest. So it's as easy as that. So get cracking, see what you can produce, and then download and perhaps share them with other people. Good luck in your journey into DALL-E 3.